Video. You can see Taco Bell.
Is there a reason that you picked this parking lot though? Are you from here?
It's right next to Taco Bell.
Are you from here?
It's right next to Taco Bell.
Are you from here? Like you couldn't go
I'll give
home?
you that one. I answered that one.
No, you didn't. Are you like you couldn't go home?
I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
Okay, you go for another supervisor. Wait for another supervisor. That's fine.
That's fine. And he's going to tell me, or she's going to tell me that I'm free to go. And you guys are going to feel like idiots.
Law enforcement officers frequently manufacture a false narrative of criminal suspicion to target law-abiding citizens. In this incident, a deputy approached a driver who was simply eating dinner in his parked car. The legal benchmark for a temporary investigative stop requires actual evidence of criminal activity, as the United States Supreme Court held in Brown v. Texas, 443 U.S. 47. That the Fourth Amendment requires that a seizure must be based on specific, objective facts. Eating a fast food meal does not constitute a crime, yet the officer treated a standard dinner choice as an active felony investigation.
10-4, 1029 Piers, 1054, 27 valid Class D operator.
10-4. So, I appreciate you recording.
What's your name and badge number?
I don't have a badge number, but I'll give you my ID.
Yeah,
my name's Deputy Bodkin. My ID number is 674.
674.
I work for the Baker County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
So once again, the reason I'm getting out with you is you're parked here to close business after hours. Okay. I understand. I see that you're eating. But the reason I'm out here with you for this is because we've had recent burglaries to the business, and we need to make sure that everything is properly done here at these businesses. The businesses are private property, especially after the businesses are closed. Does that make sense?
Can I put my window up and continue with my meal?
I'm going to say no. That way I can stay in contact with you until my supervisor gets here, because apparently you don't want to answer any of the questions.
Can I give you like 2 inches?
That's fine.
If that's all you're doing, then why can't you just give my deputy your information?
Why can't I just eat my dinner?
Why can't you just give my deputy your information if that's all you're doing?
What's your name and badge number?
I'm Corporal Deputy Haynes. I'm Corporal Haynes, and my badge number is 612.
Okay.
Are you from here?
Can I put my window up? And
No.
you eat my dinner?
No, because we're conducting an investigation now.
Can I give you like 2 inches just like I did him?
No, we're conducting an investigation now.
I'm going to give you like 2 inches of window and you're going to be satisfied with that.
No, I'm not. We're conducting an investigation now. Because you're being uncooperative for no reason. You're in an empty parking lot with closed businesses. You're refusing us to give us any kind of information. We don't know why you're here. We don't know who you are. We're unable to identify you, so try to figure out who and why you're here. That doesn't explain anything to me.
You're a bad fucking cop.
Well, you're okay. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Is there a reason that you picked an empty, closed parking lot to eat your tacos?
How far away is Taco Bell? Oh, you can see it. This is going to be better for the video. You can see Taco Bell.
Is there a reason that you picked this parking lot though? Are you from here?
It's right next to Taco Bell.
Are you from here?
It's right next to Taco Bell.
Are you from here? Like you couldn't go
I'll give you
home?
that one. I answered that one.
No, you didn't. Are you like you couldn't go home?
I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
Okay, you go for another
1039.
Wait for another supervisor. That's fine.
That's fine. And he's going to tell me, or she's going to tell me that I'm free to go. And you guys are going to feel like idiots. And I think this is probably their boss coming up in a third car.
Power-tripping deputies consistently try to force citizens to hand over documentation by invoking vague safety concerns. When the driver firmly stood his ground and chose to remain silent, multiple backup officers arrived to escalate the pressure. Under long-standing constitutional principles defined by the Supreme Court in Papachristou versus City of Jacksonville, 405 U.S. 156, living under a rule of law entails various freedoms, including the right to wander and stroll without being subjected to arbitrary police interference. Because the officers completely lacked a legitimate criminal predicate, the driver was entirely within his legal rights to deny their unlawful requests.
This is the one who's probably going to tell them to leave me alone.
Push him out.
How you doing, sir?
Howdy.
What you got going on, brother?
I'm not going to answer any questions.
You're not gonna answer any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, we know you're part of a closed business, right?
Can I show you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're familiar with this brand?
No.
You would identify that brand as Taco Bell?
Okay, I see
Yeah.
the order ahead. Okay.
Yes, yeah. You see the consumed Taco Bell in the bag?
Right, yeah.
All right, we're doing some detective work here, right?
Okay.
And if you turn behind you,
Mm-hmm.
there's a Taco Bell, and so
Right.
I drove from Taco Bell, and
Okay.
then I ate my Taco Bell,
Okay.
and I was in the process of eating my Taco Bell when I was
Right.
stopped by your officers. So, am I free to go?
When an educated citizen refuses to bow to illegal intimidation, authoritarian officers will often twist broad statutes to justify an arrest. Desperate to punish the driver for his lack of cooperation, the supervising sergeant falsely claimed that eating food constituted illegal loitering. According to the Florida Supreme Court in State v. Ecker, 311, 2nd 104, a loitering charge requires circumstances which warrant a justifiable and reasonable alarm or immediate concern for the safety of persons or property. The officers could easily see the food packaging inside the vehicle, making it completely impossible to argue that the driver posed any immediate physical threat.
Well, not right now. We're trying to get your information from you, sir.
What's your name and badge number?
It's Sergeant Baldwin. This is a closed business. It's considered loitering and prowling. You can't be part of that closed business if you're eating your food or whatnot. Simple thing is when they ask for identification, you're supposed to provide it.
Am I free to go?
No, you got identification on you.
I'm literally not going to answer any of your questions, so am I free to go?
All right, I'm gonna start it.
Reading room.
All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used as evidence against you. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him or her with you now or anytime during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. If anytime you wish to stop talking or have an attorney present, all questioning will be stopped at your request. Do you understand these rights? Sir, do you understand these rights? I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you understand these rights?
I'm not going to answer any questions, man.
Step out of the car.
Arrogant officers believe that taking an innocent person to jail translates to a victory, but the ultimate authority belongs to the courts. Despite the dramatic escalation and handcuffing, the driver remained unfazed and confidently predicted that the ridiculous charges would be dropped. As the United States Supreme Court recently affirmed in Thompson v. Clark, 596, U.S. 36, a plaintiff bringing a Fourth Amendment claim for malicious prosecution can satisfy the favorable termination requirement by showing that the criminal prosecution ended without a conviction. True to his word, the prosecutor completely abandoned the baseless case just a few months later, leaving the department exposed to severe civil liability.